So welcome back to part 2 of our Manti 2022 trip. This is our last day of 2 days. Got a lot of ground to cover today. Now I'm just kind of throwing together just so you can get some of the views and some of the ideas of the terrain and what the Arapeen Trail is like. I'm not going into great detail about the Arapeen Trail itself. We were here 2 years ago and spent 3 days of riding and talked about in those videos a lot about our experiences here. So if you want something a little more in-depth about the Arapeen Trail, I will put a link to that playlist down into the description below. So when you're done watching this, you can go, if you still feel like you need some more information, click on that link down in the description. It'll take you to the videos that we did a couple of years ago. Today's going to be a pretty long day, pretty beautiful day. The idea is to kind of slowly but surely make our way up to what I would kind of consider on the Arapeen itself the southern end of Skyline Drive. Skyline Drive is really beautiful, and we saw just a touch of it in our last video, but not the pretty part necessarily. So we're going to go all the way down to the south end and head north, and it's beautiful. But basically from here to there is just us working our way up to the top. So let's get going. So this is kind of annoying. I really wanted to do Trail 36 again. It was one of my favorite trails last time we came here, and I'd heard from one of my subscribers a week or so before that they had fixed, quote unquote, this lower gate to Trail 36. Now it was always tight. It was always really tight. When we did it last time, our machine barely fit. Well, they fixed it. They put a new post on the left. It used to be the same as the one on the right, just kind of up and bent out. So they replaced the post on the left, and they actually, in all honesty, they did make it a little bit wider, which is fine. Maybe an inch or so wider, if that. The problem was this chunk of concrete that they used to put the post in that sticks up out of the ground 8-9 inches. I don't know what it is, but when you try to go through the gate, the one side of your machine goes up and over onto that concrete, and it tips you to the right or left or whichever way you're going, and it almost knocks your wheel against that other post. Now my ATV is just under 50 inches. It's probably 49 and a half, I don't know. But so I thought, well, let's poke through it with our ATV, and it teeters you up just enough that it just almost buggers my wheels now. So I know my Maverick Trail's not going to go through it. It went through it last time, so that was kind of disappointing. What we decided to do was go up to the north gate of this trail, northern, I don't even know, the other end of this trail, and come in from that side and just poke around in Trail 36 from that end, and come down through as much as we can and then go back out that other end. Man, this was really disappointing.
So far, good.
And unfortunately, we didn't make it very far on Trail 36. We came across several downed trees, and it was just pretty sketchy if you wanted to try and go around. We didn't bring a chainsaw, wasn't able to cut them. Too big, too heavy to winch out of the way, I think. Just would have spent a lot of time to only go a little ways longer and turn around and come back anyway. So we called it right here and headed back through the gate. Well, that was a fun little diversion, but got to get back on the road and get heading back up to the top. I mean, sad. That Trail 36, I think, is one of the greatest trails. It's in my top 5 probably for sure. It's just too bad they messed the gate up and everything else. We can't make the whole length of it, and with the down trees there. I mean, anyway, it was a disappointment to not be able to do that entire trail, but we did get to see some pretty cool spots, and it was fine. It was a good little diversion, but yeah, we got to get back on track, head up the mountain, head up the skyline. Where we stopped for lunch, right here at the intersection of the 2 and the 28. Last time we were here, the Trail 2 was washed out and closed, so we weren't able to do it. And it would have been nice to actually see it, but it takes us back downhill and we need to continue going uphill. So we have a quick bite for lunch, turn left and head up Trail 28. welcome to Skyline Drive. Like I said earlier, we're kind of down towards the south end of Skyline Drive, and we are going to head north. Just going to make a quick little pit stop here to put fresh batteries in the camera. Oh, this is going to be good. Oh, how beautiful is that? And I'm telling you, the camera it doesn't do it justice. You really need to find your way down here to the Arapeen and get up onto the Skyline Drive and just take a cruise across the top. The views on both sides, I mean, it's so much to take in. It's so beautiful, and it's generally cooler up there, but it can be pretty windy like it was on this day. But what a ride. Oh my gosh. Anyway, at this point, we're going to take a new way down. We have never been on this trail before. It's trail number 3. So yesterday we came up a very small portion of the 3, right down at the bottom. But this piece of the 03 we have never seen. And so I was like, well, let's do something new. We had no idea what we were getting into. We just know it goes down the mountain. What we didn't realize, it doesn't go down right away. There's some really scenic views. You're going right up on a saddle between 2 big canyons. Views are amazing. It's rockier than crap, but you're going up and down and up and down, and you think eventually you have to come out. You have to start going down. When you go down, you end up going back up, and you can, okay, we're getting close. Eventually we have to go down, and man, when it does go down, it is steep down. I would love to do this trail again in the other direction, but worth it. Check this one off the list, trail number 3. this is the split where the 03, this is the 03, and then the 03 continues to the right. Now, yesterday we came up that trail on the left and continued on that other 03. This is now what we've seen from here on out, but working our way back down. I wish I knew the trail number, that one to the left. I can't even see a designation of trail number on the map, so I don't know what it is, but it comes out just barely south of the town of Manti. So from here back to town, less scenic, less interesting going down, and I hate going down stuff like this, especially when you got a CVT trans. It's just loud, your clutch is chattering, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, I want to really thank Tish and Mike for coming down and hanging out with us for the weekend. This was a long overdue trip together, and like I said earlier, if you're interested in maybe a little more detail about the Arapeen, this videos are just really showing you kind of the terrain and the mountains and the scenery. But if you want to know a little bit more about the Arapeen Trail, again, I'll put a link to the playlist of our videos that we did a couple of years ago. A little more in-depth, nothing crazy, but a little more about it. But yeah, that does it for our trip to the Arapeen 2022. I want to thank you all for watching. Really appreciate the support you guys give us. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video.
So I clocked 60.2 miles today, 95 for the whole trip.